Most toys these days are made of plastic of one sort or another, unless they're made by a guy in Waipahu named Jim Proctor. From helicopters to pianos, trucks to cannons, the talents of this craftsman are the envy of the neighborhood kids and adults.
After I retired, I was looking for something to do, and I didn't want to go to work for anyone, so I just went out in the garage one day and happened to pick up some tools my wife gave me a few years ago that I never looked at before, and started playing around, and lo and behold, a talent I never knew I had.
With no formal toy maker training, but lots of spare time, this retired sub-pack submariner finds himself hard at work in his garage, night and day. With a passion for playthings, Jim's designed over 60 different toys that seem to tickle the fancy of lots of little kids, and at least one big one.
When I was growing up, I came from a large family. Had to work very early in life. Didn't have a lot of time to do kid things, so this is my second child, but I'm growing up now.
Full of woodworking tools, Jim makes all his creations from scratch. After tracing from his homemade pattern, he'll cut the pieces from hand on his bandsaw. Painstaking work that's all but disappeared from the toy business these days. Jim won't complete more than a toy or two per day, and the more complex ones take a week.
My wife is always teasing me from the lack of income I make from selling the toys. She says if we had to do this for a living, we'd go broke. But she goes to work for the money, and I make the toys for fun. I sell them as low as I can just to make expenses meet.
Although Jim does sell his toys at craft fairs around Honolulu, his prices start at a minuscule miles. That's payment enough for this hidden ability that only recently surfaced.
I've been doing this for 5 or 6 years now, and every day I'm still amazed that I have the talent. After doing 27 years in the military, I pushed paper. I sat behind a desk. I never picked up a tool in my life, and now I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm enjoying it.
Jim possesses one of those unusual talents that brings joy and satisfaction to himself and lots of fun to the people around him. He says he's thought about creating a company and going at it 9 to 5 at a factory rather than 5 to 9 in his garage. But then it's a business rather than a hobby. So to make sure it stays fun, he'll keep his cottage industry right at home, where lucky kids all over can get their Jim Proctor originals. Jim does sell his toys, of course, but during the holiday season, he finds it in his heart to give some to the less fortunate. Way to go, Jim.